Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and welcome back to another video that I've not done in quite a while. Because for the longest I didn't do tarot spreads, and then I kind of got into them and I did a weekly thing. So that's what this is. It's a tarot spread. But I've had so many health issues the last 2 to 3 years, 4 years, really, that it's literally just been one thing after another, after another, after another. And I finally started feeling like I was okay. And then I literally woke up last Monday and I could barely walk. My back hurt so bad. I actually went to the chiropractor the same day, and then went back to work because I left work, went to the chiropractor to get adjusted because I felt like something was out of place. Went back to the doctor, and I've been in pain all last week. Today is 4/12/2025. So all last week I was in pain all day, every day. Could barely walk, could barely move, and still somehow did my job. So I don't know how. Everybody kept saying, you need to just call in and stay home a day. And I'm like, I can do that over the weekend. And then I have 3 people underneath me now. One of them, they took turns calling in all week, so I had no choice but to be there. So it was ridiculous, and I'm just like, the pain is a lot less than it was. I've actually been able to stretch it a little bit, but it feels like either a muscle's torn or I broke a rib somehow in my sleep. I don't know. It's crazy. When you start getting older, things just happen in your sleep, apparently. And it's just very concerning. I have not been to the doctor, probably something I should do, but I haven't had time. And today I did a lot of resting because this is my first day off, because I worked last weekend on top of the whole week. So I think I just overdid it last week, and just everything was culminating into this one big ball of pain in my back. So I, for the first time ever, have found a health spread. And I actually found it in this book I bought, The Tarot Spreads by Barbara Moore. It's the only health spread she has in here. It looks like a clock, or the astrological thing. So she did 12 prompts here. It is said that after questions about love and money, health is the next most common concern. That may be true in general, but it has not been true in my practice. When my clients do have questions about their health, they usually have specific areas of concern. In these cases, I use a general spread to find out what we need to know. Only a few times have I done general health readings for clients who had no actual concerns, issues, or symptoms. Consequently, I only have one health-specific spread. It is based on the astrological spread. Start with this one if you want a general overview. Then if you see an issue, and you can switch to a different spread to get more specific information. So I would never do this, I don't think, unless somebody specifically asked for a health spread like this. I don't think I would willingly do this for someone else, but because I've had so many health problems, I think part of it is I'm just scared to find out what the cards have to say. But we're doing it tonight. So this is a health spread. So I did do a smallish meditation and pull all 12 cards. They're not in a circle because I don't have camera space for that. So they are stacked here. The first one's on the bottom. This is the last one. I pulled the 12. So because this book here has the Lo Scarabeo tarot on the cover of it, I had this tarot deck on my list and then forgot about it. And then I bought this book and I'm like, what is that deck? It's so cute. I want it. Turns out it was this deck that I had been wanting already. So I immediately went and bought it. I don't usually use this deck for this book, but because I have done a few spreads out of this book. I've read this book cover to cover. It's covered in papers and thoughts and you name it. It's full of stuff. But I just thought, because it was funny because this deck is usually in the back of my shelf. It was right up front when I grabbed the book. I'm like, might as well grab it too. So here we are using the Lo Scarabeo tarot deck. for this health tarot spread. So, for question 1, it's head. And it just doesn't ask questions. It just says, number 1 is head. And I can let you guys see that real quick if you want to take a picture or something. 1 is head, 2 is throat and thyroid, 3 is lungs, nerves, and shoulders, 4 is stomach and breast, 5 is heart and spine, 6 is intestines and lower back, 7 is kidneys and colon, 8 is reproductive organs, 9 is hips and thighs, 10 is knees, joints, and bone, 11 is circulation and ankles, and 12 is feet, immune system, mental issues, and addictions, which I thought that was fascinating that she changed it up a little bit on the last couple. But it just, she's covered all the bases in the human body, pretty much, I think. So, we're going to turn this over. And so for card 1, we drew head. The 3 of Swords. Oh my God. Which is the heartbreak card normally. But considering I've had a heart attack and I've had heart-related issues, I've had 2 stents put in, I find that fascinating that when I pull out head, the first question for head is the 3 of Swords. Interesting. And I'm going to be going through this fairly quickly. I don't know how anything's going to tie together because I've never done a spread like this before. So that I just find that fascinating. That's the first card that popped up. Maybe it's letting me know that I'm in. My first thought was that I'm a lot in my head a lot about, is it going to happen again? Do I have another stent that needs put in? Do I have another clog? Is this related to this pain? Is this related to this pain? And for me, it always comes back to my heart. And maybe that's what it's saying is, because the 3 of Swords is the swords is of the mind. So, which is part of the head, which, as I'm saying it, it's actually feeling like it's ringing true that my worries are bigger than my health problems, if that makes sense. Interesting. So that was card 1. Card 2 is throat and thyroid. Throat and thyroid. We got the 10 of Pentacles. Interesting. I am on thyroid medication. You're going to see on this list, I have medicine for almost all of these things. So, I'm falling apart inside. For the throat and thyroid, and I'm on medication for thyroid, and I almost hear a ding, 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 like you passed, almost. Like I'm taking a test, and this is the question, as if my thyroid pills are working, and I don't have to worry about my throat or my thyroid. Also, I have very narrow arteries in my neck, so my carotid arteries have to be checked every 6 months, along with the arteries in my chest, and now an artery in my leg, because they're all blocked. The heart has had stents put in it. The arteries in my neck just happened to find out that I have both carotid arteries on left and right side are both blocked. And I will at some point, I'm on medication for it to keep it from getting even further blocked, but I may, as of right this moment, according to my doctor, I may or may not have to have surgery down the road to clear out those arteries. My aunt, I found out the same time my aunt was getting that procedure done, that I had the same issue, that I had a clogged artery. But they also could say, because I was a preemie, I was very tiny, I almost didn't make it when I was born, and they asked me, they're like, were you a preemie? Because my arteries are very much more smaller than the average person. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, do you think that played into it? They're like, well, it might have, because your arteries aren't the normal size. And that could be why it keeps coming up as, oh, they're blocked. Because my arteries are already smaller than most people's, if that makes sense. But, and then of course I'm on thyroid medication, but I don't get that vibe in this card. I don't get that there's some kind of, I need to look further into it. I get that everything is copacetic. So, moving on to card 3. Card 3 is lungs, nerves, and shoulders. We got, oh, interesting also, because to me this is a familial card, and my aunt had the same procedure that I was going to have. That's interesting. That came up too, because that's for that exact same thing. That's crazy. That gave me a little chill bump. Anyway, number 3, lungs, nerves, and shoulders. 5 of Pentacles, not a great card. And I'm just really reading this as a, is it negative or is it positive? Now, we already have 3 of Swords, which is a negative, and we had our first Pentacle, the second one. So now we have another Pentacle, which is normally about monetary or physical things. So this one is lungs, nerves, and shoulders. And when I went into the chiropractor, they actually looked at my shoulder, because my shoulder, where my actual pain is, it's right at my lower rib going up. The lowest rib going up. So it feels like either one of my ribs is either cracked, or I know when I went to the chiropractor, 2 of those ribs were out of place, and it could have caused a muscle spasm or something in my muscle behind the rib. But it also has caused massive shoulder pain too. So that's quite interesting too. But I've always been told shoulder pain doesn't necessarily mean it's a shoulder. It could have something to do with your heart. And again, we're coming back to the card 1, where I'm like, everything goes back to my heart. So maybe that one is like, doesn't feel like, oh my God, you got to go get your shoulder checked out. It's more like just be aware of what's going on around you, because you don't want it to get to this point. And my dog has been let out so many times today, and all of a sudden she wants out. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. Jeez. So yeah, that just feels like it. Be aware of what's going on with your body before it gets to this point where something's left out the cold. That's what that very much feels like. And again, well, that's the second Pentacle. Okay, so 4th card is stomach and breast. Stomach and breast. We got the 3 of Wands. Oh, wow. I just immediately got, it's on fire. I have been having some stomach pains with my shoulder pain, so I don't know if that's my upper rib pain, so I don't know if that's all connected. Quite interesting, because I mean, I'm guarantee there's nothing going on with my breast, but my stomach, yes, there's been some, I don't know if there's been some kind of virus going around or what, but it almost feels like when I had my gallbladder out many, many, many years ago. I think it was 2008. I had my gallbladder out. I had all these medications I was on for another issue, which resolved. It's been resolved, but in the meantime, all the medications I was on killed my gallbladder, and I had to have my gallbladder out. But the icky feeling I feels the same way as when I was having a troubled gallbladder. Like, my stomach feels queasy and I feel hungry, and then I barely eat, and I'm bloated, and it's awful. And then I'm like, well, and I can't move. And then, of course, the back pain starts. So I don't know. But yeah, I just heard it's on fire. So, And of course, we got the wands here blowing up everything. Interesting. I'm ready to get to we're too far into this for me to pause. So number 5, heart and spine. That's the one I've really been looking forward to. And we got justice. Oh, that is a riot. I love how we have, it's my first major. So that is something to pay attention to, because I know I've had low back pain for years. Sometimes it's to the point where I can barely roll out of bed in the morning. I also feel like I have a spinal issue on the bottom of my spine. And I'm always aware of that. And then, what was the other thing? Heart. And then, of course, when my heart stuff started, I'm like, oh, great. Now I have this to look forward to. This almost feels like it's balancing each other out. Interesting. But it's a major card, too. So it almost feels like every time I see justice, it's like you've gotten your just desserts or just rewards, or that's what I feel like. Like it's telling me, well, justice is served. You're having this and this issue because maybe you did something in a past life, or maybe you did something here, or you were told not to do this and you did it anyway. That's how I feel with justice lately. Like it's telling on me. But that's what it feels like here. It's telling me that, it's almost like a balance, because she's got the perfectly straight sword, perfectly balanced here. Like the back pain and the heart thing are balancing each other out. I find that fascinating. And then we got a baby here. And you know what's funny is because ever since I had my third child, my last son, who's now almost 19, getting ready to graduate high school, I had a very easy pregnancy, but I was paranoid the whole time I was going to miscarry because I knew it was going to be my last baby. It was very easy pregnancy, very easy birth. And then literally months after I had him, I just went downhill. My body had one health issue after another. And it's been that way since I've had him. And a lot of people were telling me, maybe you just weren't built to have a third kid. And I kind of wonder that sometimes. And it's interesting that it's got a baby here. Because literally within 2 months after he was born, I started having health issues. And it's literally been a snowball effect since then. 19 years. So I'm not blaming my son because I chose to have him. My husband and I, like, yeah, let's have another baby. And then, crapshoot, my body just decided, yeah, we're shutting down now. It's time. And I'm like, I'm 30. So, yeah, I'm close to 50 now, and it's gotten much worse. So, yeah, that's quite interesting. Number 6 is intestines and lower back. It's going to be another one I'm curious to look at. We got a 7 of swords. And I just heard living on borrowed time. Wow. I literally just heard that. It's a very negative card. He's stealing the swords, but in this scenario, it feels like it's saying you're stealing time. You need to find a way to steal time. Well. And again, another swords. We got 2 swords, 2 pentacles, a wand, and a major. Interesting, because my lower back is where I have the health issue with my spine. Interesting. So, number 6? No, that was 6. Intestines and lower back. I don't feel like it has anything to do with my intestines, but I do feel like it has to do with my spine, lower back. It's telling me you're living on borrowed time. At any moment, you're going to get caught. Number 7, kidneys and colon. It's the moon card. What? Okay, so when I started having this back pain, after I went to the chiropractor, and it was a little bit better, but not much. I was like, maybe it's a kidney infection. And I've had tons of kidney infections before. I've almost died from a kidney infection because I had no symptoms. I never have any symptoms. So I was just odd that this time I felt like I did have symptoms, but I didn't at the same time. So that's quite interesting. And then that's also kidneys and colon. They're interconnected, and I also felt like either my back pain was related to maybe a kidney infection, or I'm not having proper bowel movements, but I am at the same time. Interesting that this is another major. So I'm feeling like the ones that are majors are the ones I need to really pay attention to. So far, that was the head and, no, the heart, right? Yeah, the heart one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. 5 was heart and spine, and then now this one is kidneys and colon, which are the four things I really pay attention to. So that's quite interesting. Number 8, reproductive organs. That should be fairly quickly. 2 of Pentacles. There's a balance going on. Yeah, totally. I'm on medication for that also, so that shouldn't be an issue at all. I think I'm on the. I know I've been going through perimenopause for many years. I'm on the downslope now. I'm up the hill and I've crossed over the hill and I'm on the downslope now. So I don't think there's any issue with that. Number 9, hips and thighs. Another one I'm really paying attention to. 8 of Chalices. The card of walking away and letting go of things. Interesting. Because I have a hard time climbing stairs and stuff with my hips. My hips are never aligned. When I went to the chiropractor, he had to adjust every bit of my body because nothing was lined up right. So, interesting. That it's like, let it go, let it go, let it go. Number 10 is knees, joints, and bones. Oh, yeah. The 10 of Wands, totally carrying a heavy burden uphill in 10 feet of snow. That's how my bones, joints, and knees feel all the time. And part of my knees, I'm pretty sure, is the issue I have with my knees is because I've gotten so heavy up top that my legs are still the same legs I had in high school, but the rest of me is not. It's gained a lot more weight. So my knees are like, look, lady, we're too small to carry all this weight, and that's how I feel. It's fact. My legs are super skinny. The rest of me is not. And I think there's an imbalance there, which is probably why I'm getting a couple cards now where I'm bringing up the word balance. There's an imbalance there where my legs are young and healthy and the rest of me is not. It's just like, no, we can't carry all this anymore. Quite interesting. Number 11 is circulation and ankles. We got the freaking devil card. Okay, so I've been having in my upper thigh, it'll just go numb, and it's a painful numb. It's like it fell asleep, but then when it wakes up, it's painful. And of course, I've always, for many years, have had lower back pain, and then I've had the shoulder pain, and I'm wondering if it's all due to my sciatica nerve. And my doctor said that the sciatica could affect the thigh in the front, which has been giving me a lot of trouble lately. And I'm almost wondering if the back pain I'm having is also related, because they're all on the same side of my body that I'm having all these issues with. So the devil in this spot, and it being a major, totally makes sense. So that's another booger I need to look for, make sure I watch out for. So the last card is feet, immune system, mental issues, and addictions. And we got the Six of Swords. Moving away from this mentality of I'm sick all the time. Moving away from, and it literally feels like, yeah, once I get one thing done and I can take a breath, something else pops up. And I'm like, ugh. So I love the airy quality of the Six of Swords here. And I love that we started this spread with the swords and now we're ending it with the swords about moving to calmer waters. And I think this, again, is more about my mindset, needing to have a strong mindset and realizing some things are out of my control. Some things I cannot, my body, there's certain parts of my body that I cannot keep from aging. And I need to let go of the, oh, I can do this or I can do that. I need to let go of those expectations of myself that, oh, I'm only 49. I'll be 49 this year. I'm only 49. I need to still be able to do this and this and this. But sometimes you don't have the physical ability to do so. And I need to move to a better mindset of giving myself a break. And understanding that some things I just can't do anymore. So I think this, again, is more of the mind than it is of the physical. in this respect. So that's quite interesting. I find it very interesting. The ones I really, really, really were looking for were majors. Did you see that just fly through here? Something just flew through here. Oh my gosh. Probably my grandma or my grandpa, because they all gave me my issues. It all stems from them. Most of it is hereditary, the stuff I've got. So yeah, it's their fault. I'm falling apart. But I find it interesting that the two major things I was looking for were major cards. And then the double card was in another one that I've been having issues with, which I found fascinating. This was a very unique, different spread, unlike anything I've ever done. Probably a little bit more invasive in my health than you guys wanted to know. But I wanted to talk through it with you guys, and if you guys decide you want to do this spread, hit me up and let me know you're doing it. I would love to see what you guys have to say on it. Anyway, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns about what went down here, if you have anything to add, let me know. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.